fun. Give in to temptation and follow the sun. For sheer relaxation, second to none. This is the place for me. When you're tired and tense and you need to unwind, use your good common sense, leave your worries behind. From this moment hence, enjoy what you find. This is the place for me.
It's hard to believe that 10 short years ago, all this vast acreage was mostly swampland. But thanks to the vision of one man, Walt Disney, our friends, the Lane family of Evansville, Indiana, are about to enjoy a vacation they will never forget.
Welcome to our second annual summer series, the Medfield College Film Society presents. During the summer here at Medfield, each member of our illustrious society picks their own content, existing somewhere on the internet as long as it isn't a theatrical release. This means lots of TV specials and lesser-known content, and each member will present their own selection. I recently presented my selection, Charlie Fleischer's Disneyland 35th Anniversary Special. But what do the other members have in store for you? Before we find out tonight's special, it's time for our society roll call. Joining us from the adventurous land of Winston-Salem tonight, we have Michael.
Yep. How's
Michael?
it going? Hey,
How's Winston?
It's
Salem?
good. The Camel City is smoking. I do have to say, you mentioned Charlie Fleischer, and we've been Fleischer heavy recently with
Yes.
Roger Rabbit, and then the 35th. I realized yesterday a very crucial Fleischer contribution that I left out of my mentions when we did those. The pre-show video to Space Mountain in the 90s.
Yes.
With Crazy
forgot about
Larry,
that.
or whatever he was, on
That's
SMTV. The Crazy Larry rocket ship salesman guy.
That's right.
Oh,
You had
it's the
the,
quality Fleischer content there.
Mario Lopez also made that
Mhm.
reel.
Yeah. Mid-career Lopez there.
Deep in the frontier of America, we have our critic, Andy Brown. Andy, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, sorry guys, that's just the nature noises out here in the frontier of America, and fighting them off. You know, good thing I've got a good old yeller dog here by my side and help me
Watch
out.
out for those pigs, those hogs.
Yeah,
That's
those,
right. Watch
those
out for
hogs.
those.
Yeah, they're tough, but yeah,
Don't
I'm
let your
doing
water
well.
hang too long.
That's true. You can always tell when it's been hanging too long.
I'm in the land not to be confused with Cincinnati. Your founder, Robert, and joining us as the presenter tonight in his own fantasy land in the mountains of North Carolina, our presenter, Jeff Crawford. Jeff, how are you doing?
You gotta have that good cornbread. It's a mighty fine cornbread your mama makes. It's very good, very good. Gentlemen, I'm doing great.
Yeah, you're definitely in the mountains of North Carolina.
You got somebody in, you got a prospector in there with you?
That's right.
Your neighbor come over and visiting?
Hey, you gotta have that good cornbread. I stay here to watch the women folk while the men are away. No, I'm doing great. I'm further out than Andy, so I win the prize tonight.
It's true. It's true.
Very excited to be here this evening.
Elizabeth, go help Jeff over here. That corn.
Okay, Travis, I
Put that puppy down.
Jeff, did you lose your power the other night? You gonna be all right?
We ain't bringing no puppy to no house for Travis. No. Oh, you put him in the wagon anyway.
Be nice to the puppy. Be nice.
Oh, man. Jeff, we have a doozy for us tonight, I think. Tell us what we're watching.
Gentlemen, this year is Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary.
How about that?
What an occasion. It will be. It probably won't have its own TV show this year, judging from how things are going. So we're going to turn back the clock. See how they did it the first time they had a 10th anniversary with the sponsorship a great sponsorship. We're going to be watching Kraft Salutes Walt Disney World's 10th anniversary from 1982. I picked this because Andy, while we were doing our Herbie series, wanted to know so much what happened to Jim Douglas and Carol and the Love Bug.
I did.
And now he has his answer.
Now you know.
I do.
We will get a little bit into that through the episode, but this special was directed by Dwight Hemian, who had directed the Kraft Music Hall television show that ran for 5 years in the late 60s and 70s. I need to see that as soon as possible. He would direct the legendary Epcot Center opening special just 1 year later. Now, that is something we will definitely watch in the future.
Yeah. Danny Kaye, man.
Yes. It was written by Ben Cohan and Phil May. Cohan had cut his teeth on the Carol Burnett show, which makes a lot of sense, and has an incredible resume of TV specials to his name. Among these are John Denver with his special guest George Burns.
Wow.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
Oh,
combo.
God tie-in.
Yeah. Two of a kind. That's the subtitle to that. So, yeah. Perry Como's Christmas in Hawaii. Yes, please. America's Tribute to Bob Hope. That's for Michael. And Kathy Lee Gifford, Looking for Christmas. And countless others. So this man knows his way around a special. Phil May had worked on some Disney productions, including he produced the 1978 horror film Christmas at Walt Disney World. Again,
Oh,
we'll have to get to
no.
that. Yes. And he directed the Mickey's 50th anniversary show that year, which was a pretty big deal, as well as the Epcot Center preview documentary One Man's Dream in 1981, which Michael and I recently discussed on the Progress City Radio Hour in short.
Oh, boy.
That is something.
That is a rocky road.
A
of
dubious
resume
list, yes.
there.
Starring Dean Jones as
Yes.
Mr. Lane, Michele Lee as Mrs. Lane. Again, Love Bug co-stars. Dana Plato as daughter, Rick Schroeder as son. So some 80s TV royalty, child star royalty here.
Really, yeah.
Eileen Brennan was Aunt Angelique, and Eileen had appeared on Laugh-In and Last Picture Show, but I know her most as Mrs. Peacock from Clue.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, see, I knew her most from Private Benjamin.
Also true. Also true. She was in
movie
The
and-
Sting, man.
That's right. She was.
Quite a
Mrs.
resume.
right, yeah.
But for me, she is always Mrs. Peacock.
It also features a young actor, under 21 perhaps, we don't know, Mr. Michael Keaton, who that year was going to appear in Night Shift that was going to propel him onto the Michael Keaton we know of today. But here he's just Michael Keaton.
I didn't know until recently that he was a stand-up comedian.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
did
was I asleep at the switch here? Or
Yes.
I didn't know that. No.
Yeah.
he was. I was watching the documentary about the Comedy Store, and he was one of the comedians who
Oh,
came
wow.
up through there, and he got tapped to go to Hollywood and kind of gave up stand-up. And
Crazy. As someone who was a major Michael Keaton fan in the glory years of the 80s, growing up and finding out that he had been on this special was a shock.
Yes. Featured very prominently. It's a real,
Yeah.
maybe this was his stepping stone. We don't know.
I mean, he went a long way from like appearing in this to being like a big movie star just like almost
A-lister.
immediately after. Yeah.
That's right. Mr. Mom was the next year. So that was a classic in our household.
Gosh.
As I was watching
was.
it, I was like, it's hard to believe that in 7 years, this guy's going to be Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
yeah,
Beetlejuice, all of it. Michael, you and I have seen this. I don't think Robert and Andy had. So how
I
did
had
you
not.
how did you approach this?
I did a spit take. I think on the first 5 seconds. Like, I mean, my jaw fell on the floor.
It throws you into the deep end right at the beginning, and all I could think of was like Andy's reaction because it throws you straight into the deepest of the deep end.
Yeah, my reaction was, oh, God, here we go again.
Oh, so shall we dive into the deep end, gentlemen?
Let's dive.
Let's go.
And now we're on the road, on the way to a wonderful clouds are dust. It's Disney World. Disney World.
The show starts with a nice crane shot over a little residential area with I would argue, unnecessarily aggressive voiceover that says, "The Lane family of Evansville, Indiana is about to embark on its annual vacation. Let's join them."
It's like that's all the exposition you needed. Instead of putting it into the show, they're just gonna dump it right in there.
Yell it out.
Yeah, it didn't feel like that was real necessary.
If the song didn't like tell you that we're gonna tell you in as brief as possible.
We pan in with Crane into a familiar face. Dean Jones is packing the car. And his wife, as I said, portrayed by Michele Lee, joins him in song. They're just right into it. Evidently, the family has had a hard time deciding where to go on vacation, but they've picked a spot where they can satisfy everyone's heart. It's Disney World or bust.
It seems like it was a trope in this era that the family can't decide where to go on vacation because everybody likes different things. But then Walt Disney World magically brings everyone together.
There's something for everyone here. Yeah, it's a
true,
vacation
yeah.
kingdom of the world.
Well, my jaw hit the ground when I saw the kids, about who the kids were.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
I was like, hey, there's that drug addict from Different Strokes.
So I was like, I'm back channeling Jeff the whole. I'm like, Dana Plato, really?
Yeah, one or the other would be amusing, but having them both.
And then
Is
Ricky
really
Schroeder, the guy
something.
who recently was on Twitter
Harassing
bashing the
people at
Lowe's
Costco
employee.
or whatever. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, it's a who's who.
I wonder what made him do bring back Michele Lee for the Dean Jones Michele Lee team up. Because this is way after the end of the Herbie triptych and bringing them back together.
Yeah, it's a really good question.
The reunion we never got.
So did these actors, did they all do their own singing?
I would say definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And I have to say, I was surprised, assuming it was Dana Plato singing throughout. She
Well,
had
yeah.
a nice singing voice.
She did. I agree.
She-
But then I was like, little Ricky Schroeder does not have a good.
Not so much. But yeah, Dean Jones was on Broadway and stuff. And
There's no doubt that Dean did his vocals for sure.
it's iconic.
Yeah, it is.
I want to say Dana tried to get into the music business after her acting career dried up and her drug problem heightened. But yeah, I was impressed with her singing.
It's a great place to go when you have a drug problem. Just go to the music industry.
Yeah, you can clean up
You're
real fast in the music
halfway
business.
there already.
If you're not at rock bottom yet, they'll push you to the end.
This song is going to make me have a drug problem. It's talk about exposition. It's very heavy on the exposition. The young son, everybody kind of gets a verse, you know. The young son says, Mickey doesn't mean a whole lot, but he's prepared to be truly immersed by all the technical wonders they got. What
What's
a
up with
dork.
Mickey, man? Come on, what's up, Ricky?
Yeah, come
What's your
on.
problem with Mickey?
You think you're too good for Mickey?
Yeah, you think you're too good for Mickey?
Well, he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth.
Hey, thank you.
Boom, boom. These lyrics are
High fiving.
super tortured. Really tortured lyrics. And I don't know what it is, again, with a trope from the era of the kid who's not into kid stuff. He's into technical wonders. They love this gag back then of the kid,
Yeah.
the nerdy kid who's into all the statistics of everything.
Here's a calculator, kid. Knock yourself
Yeah,
out.
yeah, he's got his calculator with him everywhere he goes, and his
Boobs.
Get ready for more of that. The daughter, what's she going to be into? Boys. She says she
Boys.
hopes she can find a companion, someone handsome to sweep her off her feet in this fantasy land.
Oh, boy.
Mid-song, and the mom says she wants to rekindle a flame.
Mom is super thirsty.
Yeah, she hopes for moonlight and rekindling somebody's flame.
Everyone's lonely in this
Yeah.
show.
Mid-song, father gets pulled over kind of unceremoniously for speeding, so mother has the driving duty. This song just keeps on going. We switch to an RV with an older lady in a straw hat and leopard print blouse talking about getting back to nature as she talks on her CB radio, all constant at this era, with a young Asian kid over her shoulder in a Cub Scout uniform that doesn't get a singing line. He just kind of sits there.
I had forgotten about the whole Eileen Brennan storyline when I started watching this, and when it cut to her, I was like, "Oh no!"
Very necessary to the plot,
and the completely unnecessary and the inexplicable Anyang presence. They never explain Anyang.
Yeah,
and the trucker references. You got to have those.
Smoky up ahead.
So I found out his name is Bobby, the little Asian kid. Where did he come from? Did they give any details of his backstory?
We'll get to it. Yeah, okay. We have a scant details. Scant.
Because I missed it all, whatever it happens.
It's very scant. We cut back to Father, who says he's looking forward to swimming and tennis and golf, being active and working on his game. Mom's just waiting to rekindle the flame. So
Vacation Kingdom.
That's right.
Pitch real hard.
Endless recreation options. Finally, the crew arrives on property. That gave me some deja vu looking at the old interstate, which was just like scrub pines and nothing else and some drab signs.
That was like the most exciting part of the special to me was the old road signs before everything was built up. It was like Disney World, this exit.
And then we get some great stock footage of property. We see some Discovery Island
footage,
Lake Buena Vista Shopping Village, Magic Kingdom, even some parking toll plaza footage. They go deep here. This is quick cuts.
Saw the old side paddle wheel went by. But
that's right.
Yeah, lots of B-roll from like film footage, which was funny.
We have a relaxing little ditty about leaving worries behind, and this is the place for me. So they take a breath here. And then we have the narrator, Robert, taking over, saying, "It's hard to believe that 10 short years ago, this vast acreage was mostly swampland. But thanks to the vision of one man, Walt Disney, our friends from Evansville, Indiana, are about to enjoy the magical vacation they'll never forget."
They're from Evansville, Indiana, BTW.
Why is that
Theo
so important?
guy was on point, man. I love that guy.
It's so amazing. And so we have some more park footage as the song plays out seamlessly into a classic intro where they name everybody involved in the special with a little video cut of them.
Kraft salutes Walt Disney World's 10th anniversary with guest stars Eileen Brennan, Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin Brothers Band, Dean Jones, Michael Keaton, Michele Lee, Dana Plato, John Schneider, Ricky Schroeder. Kraft salutes Walt Disney World's 10th anniversary is brought to you by
Kraft, who tonight has a whole new chapter of cooking magic for you to enjoy. Each of these recipes features magical touches to tempt and delight the taste.
And it's as it's in the name, it's brought to you by Kraft, who had recently become serious with Disney, hadn't they, Michael?
Oh yeah, this was when they had signed up to sponsor the land at Epcot. And back then, when you signed one of those Epcot sponsorships, you were in like Flynn. You were part of the machine, man.
That's right. There's we've discussed before on the Progress City podcast. There's ripple effects from these sponsorship agreements. They signed one with Coke that knocked out Pepsi of Disneyland and Walt Disney World. So Kraft must have got, and we'll throw in a TV special. Sure, you'll do a 10th anniversary special. Well, it's got to be in the title, Kraft. Okay, sure.
Salute.
So they have a whole new chapter of cooking magic for us to enjoy. There are recipes in tonight's listing of the TV Guide magazine. Sounds good. The family pulls up in their station wagon. Robert, you got a station wagon look familiar to you?
The station wagon was identical to our station wagon. We had a Chevy Caprice Classic, probably maybe even the same year. We bought it for my grandfather. It was blue, just like that one. And then we loved it so much that we bought a second one that was gold.
That's a nice ride, man.
The old blue and gold, they called them.
They pull up to the Contemporary Resort, at that time the flagship, where a red carpet is laid out to the building, and there's that great old logo on the side of the building.
That was so good. Yeah.
I'm assuming they did this at this time to let the people check in, because they checked in under the building at this point. But this is one time we will see some consideration for keeping them out of everybody's business, because later on they're in the park with just tons of people. So we have a bellhop named Kevin in an orange suit, and there's no doubt this guy has a great handle on his job. This is where our friend Michael Keaton shows up. He gives quite the speech. We also have Mickey and Donald and Goofy coming up and just kind of waving behind them, which cracked me up.
Just wandering around.
Yeah. They got lost.
So this is the first kind of... I don't understand why there's so much acrimony to the Kevin character, but
No.
he's like giving this speech of like, we're going to do everything we can. It's going to be great. You're going to have a good... And Mr. Lane shuts him down and says, that's great. Can you take our luggage to the room?
Shut up and get to work, Kevin.
Yeah.
I like on Kevin's like punch list of things that he's done. He's ensured that their air conditioning has been turned on.
That's right.
nice.
I love that line.
Yes, we have air conditioning.
Yes, we have air cooling here.
I don't want to go to Florida. I don't know if they got the air conditioning down there.
People are worried that our rooms aren't cooled.
Kevin has made sure it is so.
Aunt Eileen says she's headed for Fort Wilderness. Ah, a woman of my own heart. Bobby the Cub Scout remains mute as the aunt explains that she wants to immerse him in culture and show him their ancient culture. The son tries to speak up and says that Bobby's culture is 10,000 years old, but the aunt says, play with your calculator, and they take off.
She kind of like
Ricky
smacks
with his
him.
calculator.
She says that that Anyang won the Cub Scout of the Month award.
There you go. There you go, Andy.
That's why he's there. 'Cause he's,
Yeah.
She doesn't say that.
oh.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He just and she's the Cub Master of the Century or something. She called herself.
Yeah.
This is the real heart of the story, I think. This is where they should have gone. This is the path they should have gone down.
Why is Eileen Brennan running around with
Definitely
a
more interesting. Yes.
lone Asian child, unsupervised in Florida?
Kevin grabs all the luggage and is on his way to the room when he checks out a passerby and drops all the luggage.
Womp womp.
Women be walking.
Kevin be looking.
That's right. He tells Mr. Lane, let's just forget that big tip you were going to give me and we can call it even. So
Humor.
we cut to Fort Wilderness where Aunt Eileen is setting the tent up, just like Daniel Boone used to, as she says.
Why is she setting up a tent when she's got an RV?
Man, that was
That-
exactly
thank
what I was
you.
going to say.
Thank you. She says she wishes Daniel Boone would show up. Even Pat Boone or Debbie Boone. Anybody.
Pat Boone.
Even Pat Boone. They go too far. But at first I was like, that's a funny line.
Yeah.
And she's like, I wish Daniel Boone would show up. Even Pat Boone. But she goes too far.
So who shows up is the band, the Gatling Gang. And they offer to set up the tent. Now, this group looks like a hot mess. Can I just say that?
They look like the bunch of dads who played at the PTA meeting. That's where I'm from.
Yeah, it's the Gatlin brothers just wandering around, just moseying around Fort Wilderness together.
Yeah. I love the idea that Disney got the Gatlin brothers to come down to perform, but they stuck them out at Fort Wilderness in a campsite.
That's right.
I wish they still did that. They just still wandered around down there. That'd be kind of funny.
They offered to trade tents with Aunt Angelique and Bobby, to which one of the Gatlins said, now I told you that's a tent. We know a tent when we see it. Like that line.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And they notice that Bobby is a little quiet, a little down in the dumps.
Bobby don't care.
She says that Bobby misses his family and friends, but so far there's not been a chuckle. So one of the Gatlins sits down and makes a bunch of duck noises and pantomimes baseball. What is he doing with the pantomiming the baseball?
That was so bizarre. And he takes the kid's hat and like puts it on backwards, and then acts like he's
baseball
a
kid?
catcher. Yeah. Ooh, baseball players make this face. It's so weird. And the chicken and duck noises. Why?
It's got a
Those guys they would like been perfect at Dollywood versus Walt Disney World.
yes. Or Carowinds, maybe.
Kraft salutes Dollywood.
Yeah.
I will have to say the Gatlins, that tent that they bust out has like advanced polymers for the
Now that was like, that's more common
that's-
now than it was back then. That was super state of the art back then.
I didn't even know such things even existed then.
Yeah.
Did they get a sponsorship?
Yeah, maybe.
Coleman
We go into
presents-
another song. Nothing like breaking into song out of a dialogue, right, Andy? Your favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Auntie sings first to keep your chin up. And as one of the Gatlins starts singing, we cut to Pioneer Hall that night, where the Gatlins are playing live on stage as Bobby mournfully watches from the audience. Boys, what do you think about this transition?
I like,
Wow.
I like musicals a lot, except for the genre of singing to cheer up a moribund child. Strange silent children. I love the cut to him. He's just silent and stone-faced and in his dress Cub Scout uniform.
That's why he's got his Class A uniform on. It's
Silent. Yeah, Class A uniform all the way. Just totally, just unfazed.
I'm impressed by the aunt's outfit. She's changed into something quite different than her other steeds, and her hair is out there.
Yeah, it is.
Night on the town.
That Florida frizz.
Also, the amount of fake applause here at the beginning is completely absurd. It's like they're playing like the Coliseum. I don't know.
I noticed that too. They really pipe in some applause, man, throughout the song.
Where was the concert? Where
It's at Pioneer Hall in Fort Wilderness, which was
Where they had
great
the
to see
hoop-de-doo.
some footage of that back then. Yeah. Be a good place to throw a concert, that's for sure. Man, the Gatlins look like a bunch of cards. They're being pretty wacky and really hamming it up. And the lead guitar player takes the most absurd solo that's so distorted and
it's
fast and
ridiculous.
out of character.
all right, Andy. You know how to strum a guitar. What'd you think?
I was exactly what Jeff said. I was like, what in the world is this? This is so out of place. It does
From
not-
another genre.
Yeah, completely. It just his tone, the what he played, everything was just completely. It did not suit the song.
The
Going
guitar
back
equivalent
California.
I mean, it's like throwing Eddie Van Halen in the middle of a country song.
of like making chicken noises, making duck noises.
Just dive bomb the thing.
There's more faux applause and whooping. It goes on for a little bit. Then we cut to the next day at the pool at the Contemporary. Oh, no. Rocking that crane shot again. The son and the father are talking, and the son has a calculator and is calculating the capacity of the monorail and calculating the coefficient of the efficiency, trying to make it more efficient.
As you do when you're at Disney World.
Yeah, exactly. This is some like Star Trek Voyager level technobabble he's spouting out.
That's right.
This is like just pure nonsense. Oh, and then a tree for a coefficient of efficiency of 96.1%. Amazing.
With
These
4%
kids today
error.
with their calculators. Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Lane says, okay, put the calculator down again. It's time to have some sports. This is a great opportunity to get to know each other and clear the air a little. And then he goes into song, and this is where I started questioning whether I had picked something that I could even handle.
It's important every once in a while, when we feel we may be drifting apart, to share our innermost thoughts and feelings, have a little heart-to-heart. For a father and son to be close, they should feel a bond of friendship and trust.
Do I have to share my innermost thoughts and feelings?
I won't say you must, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, this is where I hit the wall too. I will say he says this is going to be a father and son day of camaraderie and sports.
Hey.
I had two questions. My first question was, did Dean Jones wear a hairpiece? And
Good question.
then the second question was, why did they need to clear the air?
Yes, not explained. Because he held his calculator too much? Maybe.
It's like the premise of it is like, I've never spoken to you before. I'm so glad we came to Walt Disney World so I could speak to you and acknowledge your existence.
Now we can finally connect, yes.
Yeah,
This
clear the
song
air.
is so rough. It's hard to tell, like, what's supposed to be funny and what's not supposed to be funny.
Right.
It's
That's a
also
good point.
painful.
Brothers
Yeah.
and sons, buddies and pals.
I'm so like you. You're so like me. Really? No.
No, except the whole point is that you're not. That's like the whole premise of the thing.
Yeah, barf.
I mean, it's like a combination of the kid being a dork, which they're playing up way hard, and the dad being kind of clueless all over each other, but also trying to be kind of emotional at the same time. It's like way too many planes of existence.
Like
that it's
trying
hard
to be
figure
poignant.
Yeah.
And I mean, it gets way too real. Like at the end
gosh.
when Dean Jones is singing and Ricky Schroeder is just like yelling over him.
Yes.
And why do you make me? Why do you make me take out the trash? And
It's like
I don't like it when you make my sister.
This is the problem, Dad. You're always singing when I'm asking tough questions.
You won't let me talk because you're always singing.
Where does the orchestra come from? So there's some shots of them horseback riding, which is my kind
the
of fun.
Dean's cowboy hat, though.
Yeah.
Dean's got a nice swing on the golf course, I'll say.
Oh yeah. They're playing tennis with a tennis machine, which this
Again.
kind of cracked me.
Again with the machine, yeah.
Just like the Mouseketeers, though.
Yeah.
With the same gag.
But the gag of this one was that he was like hitting to something, and then his kid's like feeding the machine and dodging him, hitting him with the tennis balls.
He's laughing, yeah.
And then, like you said, Robert, some shots of him playing golf at the Lake Buena Vista course with a multitude of golf carts. You wonder if that's like an action moment right there. There's just like 3 golf carts that come off behind them. Go, go, go.
I thought it was really nice he was making his kid be his caddy.
Yeah, well, yeah, he goes. The kid goes into that. He asks why, and
Why
this is
can't I
when he
play golf
starts.
with you? Carry
Right.
the clubs, kid. Shut up.
He's just
You're
like
lucky you let- I'll let
constantly
you hang out with
talking.
me.
Yeah, why does it? You can do what you want, and I have to do what you say. You know, all this stuff.
Jeff, talk about the boats, though.
Oh gosh, so yeah, they're in the Aqualark next, the little sport boats. Some real choppy water, point blank boats.
Yeah, what's going on here? It's like they're in a washing machine trying to
Not a
boat.
no-wake zone, for sure.
There's one point where Dean Jones breaks character and braces himself like, oh my gosh, we're going.
Yeah, they're like playing bumper boats, but those aren't bumper boats.
It's crazy. We go back to River Country, which we went to at Mouseketeers at Walt Disney World, and they're just kind of shouting at each other in the deep end as they like tread water.
I thought I don't do video production, but if I did, I would say let's not like get the live feed of the guys in the swimming hole
Right.
from beside the water slide, and while they're singing as they're like treading water or whatever. This will sound great.
Oh man.
Yeah, some sound guy was really, really mad that day. I can
That's
guarantee
right.
you.
How am I supposed to make this good as a Gatlin brother?
It's a Kevin brother on sound.
They have a definite like, sort of grip feel to them.
Yeah.
Gatlin seems like they'd make a good grip.
Yeah. They don't seem like they're real pros.
They were union.
That's right. It gets so out of hand. This song gets so out of hand. And then, the kid goes into this whole aggressive thing of like bedtimes, allowances. Haven't you heard of the rise of prices? And it's just
It is a real airing of grievances, and it is intense.
It's a Festivus.
And then it just ends. And he's like, let's do it again. This is fun. So, what?
I laughed
What's
at. We'll do
happening?
it again sometime. Like,
I had a full day, man. Said played tennis, round of golf, horseback riding, water sprites,
Swimming
swam
in
in the river country.
Old swim hole. That's a lot.
There's a lot going on there.
What do you think the girls are doing?
Oh, I think they be shopping,
Women
as
be
women
shopping.
do.
Where else are they going to shop than in the middle of the Grand Canyon Concourse?
Which
where they-
evidently is a yard sale.
That's right. They've set up a faux shop in the middle of the concourse where a shop is actually set up today. It's just like a pile of stuff in the middle of the concourse.
I said, "Is in my notes I have is the Contemporary a flea market?"
It's incredible. I mean,
I think I
my
texted
gosh.
you that too, Jeff. I was like,
Yeah. So they run across Kevin, who's been fired from the bell stand and is now working in the shop.
Which is not how Disney works, but okay.
Right. And of course, they're going to go right back into a song. They can't face going home empty-handed. They got to get gifts for everybody. They proceed to go through the shopping list where everyone has their own verse. It's very, very crazy. You get some Michael Keaton singing. What do you think about this song, Andy?
I hated this song, but I was impressed though with the blocking of how as they moved through all the items.
It was pretty amazing. Yeah.
I'll give you
great
that.
blocking.
I thought the same thing. I was like, this couldn't have been easy to film because, I mean, it's the three of them and they're just going around these mountains of junk and like got props and like Michael Keaton's picking up one thing after the other and singing about it and throwing it at him
and smoothly. I mean, it was not
yeah.
awkward at all. I mean, there was this like smooth transitions between each item. So yeah,
he's
that
kind
was
of doing the sort of Music Man talk singing.
Right. It's kind of rapping a little bit.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. This, I think, of a special of bad songs, this is probably the worst, song-wise.
It's just relentless.
It is relentless.
relentless. That's a good word. to put it.
Man, this store's inventory is incredible. They have peace pipes, blankets, fishing poles, parrots, you name it.
Yeah, I said, yes, the classic Disney gifts, boots, Indian blankets, and peace pipes. And Polaroid cameras. I love they're going to give the grandpas each Polaroid cameras.
That's right.
Because nothing says Walt Disney World like a Polaroid camera.
There's some like displays of like an alpaca and an owl in the background. I don't know if that was there, but it just seems like it's just stuff everywhere. It's nuts.
And the premise of the song's pretty dumb too. I mean,
Well,
who
yeah.
buys that many gifts for everyone?
Yeah, it's like everybody's going to be furious and disown them if they don't give them good presents. I would like that Tiki Room parrot, though. I
Oh,
would
yeah,
take
that
one
was
of
nice.
those.
Oh, for sure.
One of my favorites was a placard in the shape of Donald Duck, he said. Not like a picture of Donald Duck, but a placard in the shape of Donald Duck. I also like the joke of, well, first, the fact that flags, what a great gift,
Yes.
a flag. But I like the joke about the people not daring to say they're not good. It's like, give them flags. They won't dare say it's not good.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Oh, yeah. And the song gradually gets faster and faster until it ends, mercifully. And then Aunt comes back with her silent boy, Bobby, and she gives Kevin the job of putting a smile on his face. And they take off.
No. She gives him the job of, quote, give him the full treatment.
Ah,
Which,
that is different.
what does that mean?
I don't know.
That's a very vague instruction to send off your Asian child with a stranger.
Here you go, kid. Go ride a Space Mountain.
Space Mountain. Here's $20, kid. Get right a Space Mountain.
The aunt says she's found a man who really took a shine to her in Fort Wilderness, and they proceed to make a bunch of jokes about her having multiple divorces and multiple jokes. She says, I never forget a husband, and when I was her age, I was into my third husband already.
14, huh? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Tex, one of the husbands from Texas.
There you go.
That's right.
Kevin returns with Bobby. He has a giant plush and mouse ears, and he's smiling. Mission accomplished. We made him smile.
Commerce made him happy.
Roll
Get the kid
credits.
outside and make him smile.
And that's all. No.
Capitalism, kid.
That's
Mercifully, we cut to some more Park B roll, some beautiful stuff. We have some Wedway with the monorail, some 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea subs. And then the kids come up to a ticket booth, which I might add as the Adventureland ticket booth.
Yeah.
And
R.I.P. Bawana Bob's.
That's right. They're trying to get tickets to the John Schneider concert, which I thought would be a kind of salve for Andy, but maybe not.
No.
But alas, both the shows are sold out. Man, Robert, you want to talk about this ticket taker acting job here?
I'm sorry, but all the tickets have been given away for both concerts.
This is some security guard at the Mouseketeers at Walt Disney World level acting here. Real strong stuff.
Yeah, he came close. Not quite, but he came close.
There are a few of these to come.
Yeah,
There
we got more to
is-
come, though.
Yes. I was about to say, speaking of security guards, there's more to come.
The son makes a deal with the daughter to get her to see John in exchange for her taking out the trash forever. The ticket taker, amazingly, seems to know that John has been rehearsing and where his trailer is parked.
You're right. Thanks, cast member.
Yeah, that's right. Sure enough, the son and daughter find John by himself in the hub, in the middle of the Magic Kingdom, on the lawn, in front of the castle, listening to a radio with his own songs and singing them. Just lying down, rehearsing.
This is probably the only instance of at least they had a reasonable they went to the trouble of a backstory for his backup music. It's not just I'm going to sing and music starts playing. It's like, no, John has brought his sweet 70s radio so he can listen to his own backup track.
Okay, Jeff. So you were a cast member and you rubbed elbows with some celebrities from time to time.
Yeah.
So did Bruce Springsteen sit out there by the castle with a boombox and practice, or is this?
He did, and I knew like what his rehearsal times were and
where his trailer was.
Where his trailer was. It's all
And instructed guests to go, quote, out back to find his trailer. Even though it was parked between, like, on the Tomorrowland Bridge.
Interesting place to put it. Out back.
Yeah.
So here's where we take a real turn in this special, I think. He gets kind of accosted by a bunch of female cast members.
Swanboat cast members, yeah.
Some guest relation tour guides, maybe Small World too, I don't know. But they beg him to sing to them.
Oh, John, that was beautiful.
Convince them they'll be working and they'll miss the concert. They said he'll never have to be alone again.
Oh, no. There's some special acting there, too.
Oh, yeah. It's I don't know how he made it through this special. He obliges and sings his jam, Let Me Love You Like My Dream Last Night. That's a tasty, tasty number right there.
Yeah.
Steamy.
You like that, Andy?
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, John Schneider and all his charm. And then all of a sudden this song came on. I was like, oh, good.
Surrounded by his ladies out on the yard.
I wonder if this was the Coy and Vance years of Dukes of Hazzard when Bo and Luke weren't on there. And so John's kind of free at the moment.
Gotta go make my record. Make my record. It's got some songs to sing. So we cut to the John's trailer on the Tomorrowland Bridge. And it's has another great security guard, right, Michael?
Yeah, this is the twin tower of security guard acting, the two towers of acting genius. Security guard man.
So the kid acts like he's John's agent, gives a pitch, and the guard says, I've heard of baby moguls, but...
Yikes.
John shows up and acts like the son is his manager. He plays along. What a good guy. What a down to earth guy.
Just a natural dude, man.
Takes him in the trailer. and he gets very, very close to the daughter and kind of posts up on her.
Yeah, which is super weird because he's like literally twice her height.
Very awkward height difference, yes. He says after the show, why didn't you take her out to see the sights? What is happening here, guys?
no.
What's going on?
Did Bo Duke just ask a 14-year-old out on a date? I mean,
Well, he's got 2 kids. He's got 2 minors in his trailer along
Yeah.
with him.
Why is this on a TV special for the 10th anniversary of Walt Disney World?
And why is Kraft sponsoring this?
What is Kraft up to here?
there's so many questions being thrown at us right now. I just don't understand.
Kraft salutes creepers.
Creepers at Walt Disney World.
10 years of creepers.
Here's the John Schneider creeper casserole recipe for you.
There's some nightshade in it.
Yeah. I will have to say they haven't really been hitting the Walt Disney World hard for the Walt Disney World 10th anniversary special.
They have not mentioned the anniversary at all yet.
Yeah. Right.
Oh,
It's come. It's almost like they forgot, and they're like in the last 5 minutes, like,
that's right.
Oops.
That's exactly right.
This is a really weird scene. I mean, we can't restate enough how creepy this scene is.
It is.
With a very young Dana Plato and a very strapping John Schneider.
Yes.
Going to take you out and show you the sights. And she is down for it.
Yes. Thankfully, we are whisked away from this terribleness to nighttime at the Contemporary. We get a nice shot of the exterior.
We could talk about this establishing shot, though. Is a still picture, and the monorail is blurred. It's like a still nighttime picture.
I didn't notice that.
As I was
I
like,
didn't
what is
either.
that? And the monorail is coming out, but it's like blurred because it's like a time-lapse exposure.
Man,
It's
it
so
really
hilarious.
convinced
Yeah.
me. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. Head up to the top of the world where we have some dinner music and dancing.
Playing a
Rare
little William
footage.
Joel there.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Don't go
Yes.
changing.
Don't go changing. That's right.
The whole crew is out at dinner, and it looks like we get a cameo by a real server here. I mean, this is another
Yes.
terribly awkward. I'd like to be in the special. I'd like to be in the special. Well, you've done a really good job serving, so we're going to have you seat the table, and it's going to be great. You're going to do great.
Yeah. There are employee of the month. Yeah.
What? Why? And then Kevin shows up as a waiter for everyone. Mom and Dad ordered Diet Colas, but the aunt orders a champagne cocktail and a triple scotch.
Yikes.
I'm confused about this drink order though, because Mom and Dad get the Diet Colas but doing the count of things, I think Anyang ordered an iced tea because like Ricky Schroeder gets root beer, and then there's an iced tea order.
Oh, man.
I think the silent Asian child got an iced tea. Which,
That is amazing.
if only it was an Arnold Palmer.
Yeah. Mom says she needs to call their insurance man to find out if they're covered for natural disasters. I don't understand. I thought Kevin did a good job at the shop. Now they're all taking it out on him. It's not fair. He just dropped their bags once. What's going on here?
It's weird that it's like their intentional message is Disney hires insane, incompetent people.
Right.
It's like, isn't it funny we hire these horrible people?
That was my takeaway too. Yeah.
What did he do wrong at the shop? He helped them. I don't understand.
Yeah, and made them happy and gave them flags.
Somebody arrest John Schneider and leave Kevin alone.
Cuff them and stuff them.
The guy from what's the show where they sting people? John Schneider comes back to his trailer. Sit down. We're
Catch a predator.
yeah. Sit down. Have a talk. Yeah.
With Roscoe P. Coltrane as the
Maybe the security guard is
here.
security guard's playing dumb to catch the predator. Maybe. Oh gosh, man, this is just. I'm sorry, everybody. This is just.
This is where it really just takes a torpedo.
This is even worse somehow. So a song comes on. The mom gets very excited, saying that this is a song they used to love, where the father seems clueless and noncommittal. You know, dudes.
Yeah, men, they don't know things.
Men be men.
That's right. Everyone at the table encourages him, so he takes her out to the dance floor. And then they proceed to begin a role play of him being a soldier, and then we have a flashback to a time where he was a soldier, to an icy encounter I'm assuming they had in the past. And of course, break into song. I don't know what's happening here. I don't like it. It goes on way too long.
It felt like...
I don't know what's happening, but I don't like it.
Yeah, it felt like he was like a World War II soldier, though. Like,
no, they do like a...
They say it's 1963, but it feels like a World War II soldier, though. Why it does. Why do you have a flashback here? Why?
He's got a corporal uniform on with a Army Airborne sticker, so
that's some context. She's she's teasing him about not having any like combat to worry about. So
yeah, just the Cold War loser.
Cold War loser.
She is sassy in this scene. Here's a little taste of the banter that was written by the dynamic duo that wrote this special. Can you be serious just once? I'm afraid if I'm serious just once, it could really get serious. You think that's funny? No, that's serious. What? What am I watching? Why does it go on so long? Here at this point of the special. Why?
It really is just
on the first
drags
date.
to a stop. Yeah. Yeah.
Dad, I can't see too good. Is that Bill Shakespeare over there?
I put in my notes here. I'm so confused right now.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. They've got the big band playing. It really does feel like it's like 1942.
Yeah.
And like, remember during the Blitz, we used to have these dances.
I just wanted someone to go, hey, where's Herbie? That's awesome.
Hey, anybody seen Herbie?
That happened in the parks when they were doing the later footage. Thankfully, we cut away to them in present day, and here's why it happened. The spark is indeed back.
Oh, no.
Old Dad is remembering some old times. Aunt says, I've seen this before, and I think your parents will want to be alone tonight, so come spend the night in the camper. This is a Disney anniversary special. What is happening?
The most awkward banter of any Disney special ever.
I want to point out that the aunt was like talking about going back and cooking s'mores and short sheeting the beds. Is short sheeting the beds fun? We'll
have all the fun. We'll cook s'mores and short sheet the beds.
Oh, a short sheet of the beds again.
While your parents are off doing it.
Yeah. In the contemporary, you're out there at the Gatling gang in the woods, not even being in the RV because you can't. I don't know why.
Duck noises,
making chicken and duck noises,
playing baseball.
Anybody up for baseball?
Pretending to play baseball.
No, go away. Got him,
While some guitar shreds.
You guys got any Michelob? No, we're all out. Oh man.
Anybody seen my baseball? I hit it over here. It's pretend.
What is happening?
Mom is super psyched though to pawn off the kids.
The 10th anniversary of Walt Disney World.
I have literally in my notes, I have in all caps right at this point. What does this have to do with WDW?
No. Bring another adult so you can give your kids to when you need to be romantic.
I put in my notes here, top of the world, man. What a scene.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It really paints a very poor picture of Dean Jones, his character. I mean, so his son has problems with him. You know, he doesn't have a romantic connection with his wife until this moment. I mean, this guy's got something going on in his life.
Yeah.
He needs to pay more attention to his family.
No known interaction with his daughter whatsoever.
Yeah, they don't even
he hasn't even hasn't acknowledged her yet, has he?
No wonder she hit the hard times after.
He forced her into John Schneider's arms.
I have some theories about what's going on here that I'm going to save till the end of the episode. But yeah, maybe we can air some things because I've got some ideas. Kevin comes with the food. Again, he's distracted by another lady walking by, but it doesn't appear to change his performance. And as he bows to the table, before coming back up, he runs into another server, making them drop their whole tray.
Can we talk about the riveting salad delivery scene, though? Because he's delivering salads, and this plays out in real time.
It really does.
As there's, 4, 5, 6 of them.
Yes.
And there's 6 salads, and he delivers. It's not like, here are your salads. It's like, okay, where's the ranch dressing? That's you.
Yes.
Blue cheese.
And blue
zesty
cheese.
Italian.
Yeah. And it just, they let it play, man.
Oh, my gosh.
So I think you mentioned this earlier, Michael, but I have my notes here. So you get fired at Disney World, they just shuffle you around until
Yeah, that's
you
right.
land on your
Apparently
feet?
so.
This guy's really becoming a problem. Let's move him up to the top of the world. Just be a waiter. Oh, the next day, the crew meets up on Center Street and Main Street, R.I.P. the flower market. The dad says, "I missed you last night, son." The son says, "I bet you did, Dad."
What?
Yeah. Looks like he didn't find that out on his calculator.
Fathers
Yeah.
and sons.
That's right. It's the last day. What's the plan? They don't want to waste it. Well, let's sing a song. This is the place to be on the 10th anniversary. They remembered. They remembered.
Finally.
They
I
got
said,
it.
so now we're finally paying attention to the theme park. Also, they're only doing 2 days. Come on, guys. You drove all the way from Evansville, Indiana for 2 days.
Yeah, come on. The dad says, let's go mix and mingle with the multitudes by ourselves and meet up here at 5 p.m. sharp.
Yeah, right. What's that about?
Everybody go be by themselves. Does Bobby go be by himself? I don't know. They proceed to go all around and sing with a bunch of people. Now, here we go, boys.
Buckle up, here it comes.
Oof.
There's 2 older gents on Main Street. Random cut to the pool at the Contemporary. We get a weird montage of other songs and zippity doodah.
Oh gosh, the mustache guy at the pool.
It's amazing.
Zippity doo yeah.
But the non-Disney songs, why?
Yeah.
It's like every song that would be sung on like Sesame Street in the late 70s. And then Zippity Doo-Dah.
The John Denver one.
Zippity doo dah.
And it's really jarring transitions provided by a great little picture-in-picture that keeps moving around. Yeah, you got the John Denver, you got Most Unusual Day. It's a lovely day today. Sing a Song, which is a Sesame Street classic. The security guard in that one bombed it with We'll Sing in the Sunshine. It's crazy. There's so many songs.
None of which have anything to do with anything or each other
No.
or anything.
We did get one shot of a guy. He was wearing like a blue tank top with a bucket hat on. That was a good look. He really was dialed in.
Oh, yeah. I feel like this is like the beginning of them like getting, and this is way ahead of the curve. They wouldn't come back to this until the mid 90s, but getting like people, I mean, I guess in the 80s they had like the Christmas pageant, they would have people like talk, but this is a whole nother level of getting like guests to do their thing.
I feel like this was like a staple. They really loved getting like old people randomly off the street to sing something, and like because they did this in the it's in the One Man's Dream special, so this must have been this guy's like special thing, where they have all the construction workers at Epcot all sing that song.
That's right,
and it's the same like effect, and it's just like these gnarly, like what you would imagine construction workers in Central Florida in 1981 would be. I mean, like shirtless and smoking and tattooed.
Hard hat on.
Yeah. And, it's the same thing, like a montage of them singing just random lines from the song. So this guy must have loved that concept.
Andy, do you like this one?
No. No. This was just...
Well, the transitions, though. I mean, with the flying blocks.
The blocking was great.
The video toaster had been invented.
The video toaster was really being utilized in this one.
My favorite inserts were the ones of Dean Jones with like goats. He was at the petting zoo, so it's like cut to him singing at the petting zoo.
But I mean, the shot of all the people in the pool,
that was rough.
and then how they all like would go underwater. I don't know, it was unnerving.
Like 50 people.
Wow.
They're all staring at the director off like camera right.
Yeah. I said, what a great job selling Walt Disney World.
Yeah. Go hang out with these people. Oh, man. Finally, we go into Strike Up the Band. There's a parade going by. At some point, we see a tubist going by, running. No explanation.
That's Kevin running with this.
Well, I know, but we don't know that at that point. It's just
no, but that's not how you carry a sousaphone.
It's not filmed well enough to tell us that it is him.
Just some guy fumbling down Main Street with a sousaphone.
Combine that with the quality of this video, like it's already kind of tough to see.
Yeah.
Make out with stuff.
Oh, we see a giant crowd on Main Street with a float in the middle with a cake and Disney characters celebrating the 10th anniversary, releasing balloons. So I guess this is actually from the 10th anniversary proper, I would assume. Because it looks like a different thing. And now we have the daughter and son looking for each other alone in the Magic Kingdom. And there's just like tons and tons of people, and like Dean Jones and all that. They're all looking around just in these giant crowds of people.
Yeah.
Interesting shot. We do see, as Robert said, the wayward tubist, sousaphonist got lost in the parade earlier. It's Kevin. And he has a message supposedly from John Schneider. Kevin assumes it's a bail note from John and jumps into saying that he has a crush on the girl and will show her around the park. Puts his arm around her, and off they go. Guys, what do you think about that?
Well, I wrote down John Schneider redeems himself, but Michael Keaton does not.
Incriminates himself.
Yeah, he makes it worse.
First, Schneider getting Michael Keaton to do your dirty work with the brush off. I mean, I'm glad you did the brush off, but sending the note, that's not cool. But then, what a great message to have. Walt Disney World, where your underage daughter might get picked up by a cast member. That's such a great image to be projecting.
Highly questionable cast member. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, who leaves his tuba sitting out? Who does that?
Just left it behind.
Leave your tuba sitting there. This is Keaton was, well, I'll just wait till later when they address his age, and then we'll talk about that.
Oh, we cut back to the contemporary where Auntie says they got to put the pedal to the metal. And Bobby says, goodbye, everybody. Thank you. So we've got a Bobby.
Speaks.
He speaks. Goofy puts him in the car very ceremoniously, which I liked. The valet brings him the car. Daughter says he's learning every job at Walt Disney World before he turns 21, Michael.
Here's a flash. Michael Keaton was not 21 or under. He was 30 when this came out. Dana Plato, however, was 17.
I thought she was like 14.
He also looked like he was over 30, by the way.
Yes.
I think.
He was 30. He looked, older than that. So not, even if you're just trying to pull off, he's under 21, it's not plausible. But if you're pulling off he's under 21 and also hitting on our teenage daughter, it's even worse.
Yikes.
Son gives up his calculator to Mickey. It's over.
He's done with it. Nerdy days are over.
Thank goodness he got rehabilitated from liking that calculator. Dad asks what Kevin will do when he learns all the jobs. Kevin says, how does vice president in charge of everything sound? And calls Dad Pop. To which Mr. Lane says, let's get in the car. And they get in the car and they drive off.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Sunshine on my shoulder makes me happy. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Sunshine in my eyes can make
That makes me want to go to Walt Disney World.
Yeah. All I know is that when I looked up to see Dana Plato, how old Dana Plato was in this, I wound up reading her Wikipedia entry and just got really sad.
It wasn't
That was
depressing.
the most
Yeah.
lasting effect of Kraft salutes Walt Disney World's 20th anniversary on me.
She'd already been arrested at that point with drug problems.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, she'd already had an overdose at this point.
And they still hired her for this?
Yeah.
And probably couldn't find any actresses who had an overdose at this point.
Stars shone too bright.
Yeah, exactly. This was quite a special. I had seen this several times, but somehow it hit me with an increased weight this time.
Comes hard. Comes hard.
I watched it twice, all the way through.
Oh my gosh.
Just
God, man.
I can't, it's hard to say which is the most special. Obviously, the most draggy moment is the World War II flashback with the parents. But the most cringeworthy has got to be Dean Jones and Ricky Schroeder yelling at each other in song.
Yes. Well, and the John Schneider.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just
That's beyond the pale.
horrifying,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah, the yelling is like raises my blood pressure. That scene.
It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
And what do you when you let her like stay out till 9:30 and then I have to go home at 6:30.
that's where I checked out at that point. I was
Family entertainment, man. I just can't imagine it being like 1982 and like watching this and being like, that was great.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like good entertainment.
It's like usually those specials would have some like terrible comedian. I guess like Michael Keaton was playing the role of the like comedian, but usually it's like the like I don't know. It was just what was that?
Brennan and Keaton split that duty. What did the people at Kraft say when they're like, here's what we cooked up for you?
That's a good question. It's a good question.
each one is a taste of fantasy, and will bring a little magic to your family's meals.
I've got a theory, guys.
Okay.
I got a theory.
Cocaine.
Here's what happened. Jim Douglas and Carol saw something go down. I don't know if it was with Thorndike or with Hawk, but they put him in witness protection program.
I like. Okay, this is getting better.
This is great.
This is making it better.
So they
by
became the
association.
Lane family from Evansville, Indiana. Sub thing that I've been thinking about. It's like a Paul is dead situation with Jim Douglas. Because he goes to Monte Carlo and he has a different timeline with Wheelie Applegate. So they have an imposter Jim Douglas and they've replaced the real Jim Douglas who lives as Mr. Lane in Evansville, Indiana.
I like it.
Maybe it's like a Prince and the Pauper type situation.
So, yeah, to that point, maybe he has no relationship with the kids of any real substance.
Oh man, he just wanted the simple life all along.
That's right.
And the whatever Evansville guy wanted to live the high life.
That's right. So they spent a couple of years of intensive race training with Herbie.
That's why he's
showing
been
him
off the grid so long.
Exactly.
Crisscross. I like it.
Maybe like those aren't even his kids.
That's what I'm saying. It's the other guy's kids. Yeah.
Sorry,
He's off with Wheelie and the launch lady.
Yeah.
Diane.
Is a fake Jim Douglas.
Yeah.
and that's why they're mad at him
Yeah.
because they're like, you say you're my father, but you're never around.
Yeah. And
That's
he's never
why they had
around
to
because
clear
he's
the air.
disillusioned because he wants to be racing, but it's too dangerous.
And Carol doesn't feel the spark because he's been off with that lady from the launch car.
Diane, yeah.
This makes so much sense. I love
That's why
this.
it's why he has
Think
to
about
clear the air with Ricky Schroeder.
That's right.
He's
Oh,
he was
there
trying to
we
get the
go.
courage to like confess that he wasn't really their father.
That's right.
And he couldn't bring himself to do it, but they had a nice day out on the boats.
Oh, it's so dark.
And true.
And better. It's way better. It makes Monte Carlo and this better.
So all right, so where does Bobby fit in that picture? How do we retrofit him into this?
Yeah. I can't say I can make sense of that.
Mr. Woo's,
Oh yeah,
he's connected to
a
Mr.
Woo.
Woo.
He could be a Woo. That's for
One
sure.
of Mr. Woo's kid. Mr. Woo wanted to keep an eye on him, on Douglas. So he assigned one of his kids to.
Mr. Woo is in the Chinese mafia.
He's in the triad.
So he's
Oh, that's right. And he sponsored Herbie, and he got him involved in something he couldn't control.
He
Sent him
was
off to
smuggling
Evansville,
heroin for
Indiana.
the triad. Yeah, on all those races, he was actually running drugs for the triad.
No one's going to find you in Evansville.
And then the aunt is what's his name's? It's probably sister. It's like just an honorary title, but it's
Aunt Steinmetz, Aunt Tennessee's
Tennessee. Yeah, that's that. There's the connection there. I like those guys.
She's got like that music thing in the back of her Winnebago, that big music box that plays different songs.
Well, the Winnebago talks, but they don't.
Yeah, they don't. They didn't address that. She's got the big picture.
That's
of the
why they
fire
couldn't
captain.
sleep in it. That's why they couldn't sleep in it.
Yeah,
For sure.
'cause
There you go.
Kept playing music the whole night.
That's right. A lot of questions answered.
Oh man, this really ties it all together in ways that I never expected.
It's true. It's true.
all right. So now the announcers mentioned some recipes in the listings of the TV guide. Jeff, what can you tell us about these recipes? Because I found it very intriguing.
Well, I've got my TV guide out here. It's like a 2-page spread here. We've got a lot of recipes, which I will read through real quick. But you got them by category. You got Magic in Fantasyland, Magic in Adventureland, and Magic in Frontierland. And I'm going to go and cry foul right out the gate because Magic in Fantasyland has Matterhorn chicken and storybook salad.
Boo!
Incorrect.
California losers.
For the Walt Disney World anniversary. Come on. So,
Although I will say that's more park content than the actual show had.
that's true. That's true.
is the recipes.
Magic in Fantasyland, you have Storybook Salad, Tea Party Tarts, Matterhorn Chicken, and the Galaxy Cheese Ball. Unclear why that's in Fantasyland. And I guess they don't have it tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know. In Adventureland, the Safari Salad, the Tiki Tuna Casserole, Bayou Banana Bread, also cry foul for Bayou, and the Polynesian Parfait. And in Frontierland, we have a great crew of recipes. You got the Steamboat Salad, Davy Crockett Casserole, Tom Sawyer S'mores, and the Frontierland Sandwich.
What comes in a Davy Crockett casserole? Dare I ask?
I have my TV guide out here too, so it's
That sounds dirty.
it's
Oh, it is dirty, my friend. it's dirty.
Dirty Davy.
You want to read off what's in a Davy Crockett casserole there?
all right. So we got us the old standard Kraft macaroni and cheese dinner box.
Nah.
Throw
10
that in
and
there.
3/4 ounce can of condensed cream of chicken soup, 16 ounces of canned sliced carrots drained, and 1 tablespoon instant minced onion, and
What?
a half a teaspoon of dill weed.
That will cause some problems in your
the
digestive
dilly.
tract.
Oh, that sounds good.
And that's it?
That'd be good. That's
That's
it.
it.
That's it.
Prepare the dinner as directed on package, except using 3/4 cup of milk. Add remaining ingredients and let it simmer.
What is the solid holding it together? The macaroni, I guess.
I guess that's it.
That's a lot.
Just like
it's a lot,
macaroni
all right.
and like liquid. Weird.
The Galaxy Cheese Ball sounds like a fun time. That's,
What makes Matterhorn chicken? Is that like a casserole too?
I think that's just like straight up, just like breaded chicken with
Breaded
cheese
chicken.
on top.
Yeah, it looks. There are a few that look respectable and a few that look wild. Sounds yummy though. I mean, there's some.
So I consider myself a bit of a chef, as you guys may or may not know. And despite my past experiences as a teen burning the breakfast as the cook for my Boy Scout patrol unit, a little shout out to a listener there who hangs on to that tidbit of information. But I've been looking at these recipes for some time, at least for the last week since I've watched it, and they've intrigued me, and I really feel like we need to incorporate them into this episode somehow. I think we need to find somebody who is willing to eat one of these recipes, and I believe I want to have our fans vote on one recipe. So I'm going to narrow it down to 4, or maybe we should narrow it down to 4, and then we'll nominate a society member to be the guinea pig or the taste tester. If only we had somebody who had a critical eye for things, maybe who seemed to be hypercritical over the films we select. Does anyone fit that?
Doesn't really, yeah.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
But it's Kraft, Andy.
Kraft.
I'm gonna make it, Andy. Come on, I'll make it for you.
That's not
You think
doesn't
he's
make
gonna
it better.
something bad?
Wait a minute. What are you saying?
How is
You
that
don't
a
like-
selling point?
You don't like my cooking?
We just read you the recipe of the Davy Crockett casserole. Doesn't that sound good?
Sounds delicious.
Why?
Tiki tuna casserole? How can that go
There's
wrong?
so many other things I could be doing with my time. I mean, I could.
We're
could
not
probably
doing.
Go back. Yeah.
Think of how much joy it's going to bring us all.
The experiment continues. The experiment goes to new heights.
Fork
All right.
full of tuna casserole in his mouth.
If I don't like this, I'm gonna punch you. Okay.
So here's what I think we're
I'm
going to
gonna
do.
punch you in
We're
the
going to
face.
we'll do a little special for Twitter, and we will record. We'll do a video and record Andy eating this, and possibly punching me. We'll go down to the Medfield College test kitchen, and we'll give one of these recipes a whirl. We got to figure out which of the 4 we're going to put towards the fans to vote on, though.
When's the last time you've been punched, Robert?
By Andy or just in general?
In general.
I guess it's been maybe a couple of days at least. Maybe.
Probably since the last time you got punched by Andy.
I'm hoping the listeners will have pity on me and like choose something that's like sounds actually, tasty.
We'll judge how much they like the 3 Caballeros by that vote.
Yeah.
You said this about Moochie.
Revenge. Revenge has taken a long time, but it finally comes.
All right, I'd say we first of all we throw out the salads. I don't.
Yeah, no.
And we
who cares
throw
about
out
salads?
the desserts. So everybody leaves us with Matterhorn chicken, tiki tuna casserole, Davy Crockett's casserole, and Frontierland sandwich.
I mean, how could this miss?
What
could this
comes on a
miss?
Frontierland sandwich?
1 pound of ground beef.
Oh,
Oh, all right. I'm in.
what?
Well, and I'm going to
Sold.
stop there. I will,
Raw.
and
You
a
said
can of
raw.
mushrooms.
My favorite is the last ingredient on that ingredient list.
I don't want to spoil it for Andy.
Yeah, we can't spoil it. It's good.
We read one. We gave him the Davy Crockett casserole. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
This is going to be
I
great.
can't.
That could be
This-
great.
how can this
that
miss?
one could be really good. Yeah, this is gonna be good.
Who knew? Kraft. I was talking about what Kraft's response to this special would have been. Yet, who knew it would have a lasting influence 40 years later? It'd still be moving product for them. Good for them.
Both have the. I can't believe we
true.
both still have the TV guide, Robert. That's crazy.
Yeah, I just happen to have it sitting here next to me.
Well, you never know. You never know when you need it.
These recipes are hallowed. Let's make them all the time.
So we'll transition here to as we all ponder Andy's misfortune, let's take a moment to open up the old mailbag. What do you guys think about that? We have some mail to read.
Sounds good.
Hey.
So, we have gotten 2 pieces of mail in recent months. Our first one came from our listener, Phil Smith. Phil wrote us a lovely email, a rather lengthy one, I might add, but I won't read the whole thing here. But Phil is enjoying the podcast. He wants us to do more Dexter Riley films. He would like to see more zany early 80s films like Midnight Madness, which I haven't seen yet, but it's on my radar.
Oh Lord.
He wants us to do a film that I know Andy has seen because I've heard him reference it before, Not Quite Human, and maybe even do the whole Not Quite Human trilogy with Jay Underwood.
Yeah.
And of course, he wants to see The Cat from Outer Space, which continues to be requested. Probably our most requested film. When Phil's not watching movies, he's got his own YouTube channel, so go check it out. It's over at Phil's Flicks. That's Phil's Flicks, spelled Phlicks with a PH, not an F. You can check him out there. He does some synced up real-time commentary tracks on movies. I've been checking out some of his stuff, especially the Flight of the Navigator episode. You can watch the movie in real time and listen to Phil's commentary, which is kind of hard to do. So my hat's off to Phil for that one. That's not easy.
He's got a nice tribute to Dean Jones in there.
He has some interesting stuff. Yeah, he has some vintage TV teasers. He's got some Dean Jones stuff.
A lot of Herbie stuff. He's
a big
we love the
Herbie
Herbie.
Fan. Yep. So thanks, Phil, for reaching out to us. And who knows, maybe some of those films you've requested will get the old Medfield College Film Society treatment in season 3, which is locked in and ready to roll.
Midnight Madness. I would just, I'd pay. Midnight Madness might about do it for Andy. It might about do it for me.
We got one in the chamber for Andy.
Yeah.
Just in case.
We know the one that would make Andy stop.
We know the one that would push Andy off the ledge.
The nuclear option.
I could go get another degree. I could finally finish this album I'm working on.
Learn a language.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
Yeah.
Right.
I could talk to my children.
I can talk to my children more.
Clear the air with your kids.
Before we close up the old mailbag here, I want to apologize to KC Murphy. He's emailed us before, he's a longtime listener. He emailed us back during the Herbie series, and we missed the email. So our apologies to KC, but he brought up a very interesting little tidbit of information. According to KC, Herbie was repainted and used as the car that flips over and floats away in the movie Boatniks. You can see the Herbie license tag, the OPF 857 license tag. He also says that he appears in several other Disney films, so be on the lookout for VWs with the license tag OPF 857. Evidently, the props guys had a bunch of Herbies sitting around, obviously. They needed some cars in the background and needed some stunt cars, so they just repainted them, but they left the tag on that identifies him as Herbie.
Some more in-depth stuff for our theories here. You could
Yeah,
work
that
some of
definitely
those
like
later too.
So thanks
The
to
Herbie
Casey
multiverse
for
of madness.
bringing that up. I hate we missed. We could have added. We shot that into one of the episodes earlier, but definitely want to give him a shout out. That's interesting stuff, and like you said, that changes the whole Herbie universe for us. Starts tying in even more movies. So we hope you've enjoyed the celebration of Walt Disney World's anniversary some 40 years ago. Wonder what Kraft has in store for this year's 50th. Maybe Michael Keaton can return as the vice president in charge of everything. Who knows? Next, we're off to Andy. Andy's going to be making his selection. Andy, you want to give us any clues to what we have in store for your pick?
Sure. Tell me what this means to you when I say these words. Heir, offspring, brood, scion, seed, offshoot, kin, chip off the old block.
Star Wars?
No, The next best thing, Descendants 2. We're going back to the well, and we're going to break this one down just like we did the first one. So, now, I noticed I was in first place with my episode of Descendants.
Yeah, you did. You've fallen back behind again.
So we're going to push. This is going to go to the moon. This one's like, we're going straight to the top of this one right here. So
I haven't seen this one yet.
Yeah. So everyone get ready for the second installment of that Disney Channel just blockbuster, Descendants 2.
It beat Avatar 2 out of the gate, so it's got that going for it.
Keep sending us emails to info@medfieldfilm.com, and just like KC and Phil, we'll talk to you about you on the air maybe, and KC will do a little bit better job of getting your emails read much sooner than later. Somewhere deep in the Piedmont of North Carolina, a man toils. Not just any man. He's a graphic artist named Todd. Yes, that's right. Todd Naprick is hard at work as we speak, creating fresh new graphics for Season 3. As the seasons change, why not have Todd Naprick refine your graphics to reflect the transitions from one season to the next? You can find Todd at bindandgraphics.com. That's BYDAND graphics.com. He can make your seasons look good. We want to thank you for joining us. And before we sign off, the Medfield College Film Society is also brought to us by an additional sponsor.
Do you love dairy products? Do you love condiments and sauces? Do you love unreasonably convenient recipes? Well, there is only one true and chosen leader in all three fields, Kraft. Yes, folks, Kraft is your one-stop shop for rich, savory liquids to lay atop any food you may desire. And with these 10th anniversary recipes, you too can enter into a world of fantasy at your dinner table. Throw some mayonnaise or cheese on anything and it's better, but our food scientists have been hard at work making things easier for you in the kitchen. Kraft is a proven winner. Look no further than the head of our operation, who also runs an unbeatable football juggernaut. Take it from us, we will make you winners at your family's dinner table.
Proud are we of mighty Medfield, alma mater dear. All your sons and daughters hail to thee, Medfield College of Technology. And while we hold your banner high, rock, rock, we shout your praises to the sky, rock, rock. For proud are we of mighty Medfield.